Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to talk with you guys today about how to not lose yourself while building a business, which is actually a very large feat, you guys, because I got lost in the sauce multiple times while building mine. So I'm excited to dive into this with you. If you don't know who I am, my name is Allee. I help ambitious women build a life and a business that they love. It's really important to thrive in and outside of the thing that you're building, and I know that women were made for this. At the end of this video, you're going to feel more sure about where you're going, and you're going to have very specific steps on how to do check-ins and how to create direction as you're building your business. You are the compass as the business owner, and when anything is off kilter in your life, it's really easy for that to happen when you have a family, when you possibly have children, when you have up and down markets. Like, there's just so many elements that we are stewarding as business owners. It is incredibly easy to feel off kilter, and when we are that compass and you're off kilter, direction, it can get a little hairy. First and foremost, I want to talk about what that looked like for me. So in 2020, obviously a pandemic happened, which was crazy for all of us. Being able to emotionally process that, living in Los Angeles where it was really shut down at that time as well, meeting my now husband, moving across the country, all while scaling multiple six-figure businesses, like, it was just a lot. So we had a lot of growth, we had multiple businesses, a lot of things to steward, we had a lot of things to fulfill for all of our amazing customers and clients. It was so beautiful and it was a really exciting time, but I realistically was so in the hustle that I was like kind of out of my body, if that makes sense. So just like going through the motions. I'm really proud of what we did, but I'm sad for how I wasn't able to like really be in it. And I think once I've had conversations with other business owners around this, that it's really common. It's actually really common. So when things change, which they will always, you need to be able to have that compass of like due north that you come back to quickly and then rebound and react from there instead of reacting to all of the things that are happening in life. So I'm going to kind of show you the format that I have been able to create that for myself, and you'll be able to create it for you too. When things shift in your business, things will shift in your life. It's just a truth. It is an absolute. It doesn't mean they're going to shift in a bad way. It actually could be the most incredible shift that you've been waiting for years on, but there will be a shift. That's the first thing I need you to understand. The second thing is, some people will not like that shift. Some people will not like you. It's okay, because there are going to be other people on the other side who are going to love it, and they're going to love who you are now, and they're going to love what you've created. But you have to understand you're going to be balancing that, and you need to be able to guard your heart in the process, because their opinions are not your reality. When success comes, which it will for you, if it hasn't already, but as you go into new levels, there are going to be new levels, and there are going to be new devils. That is the thing you have to understand. New levels, new devils was like my number one motto in 2020 through 2022. I was just learning and getting smacked by new things all the time, and it really helped me understand that like the resistance that I was coming up against was not bad. It was just there. It was what it was. Change is imminent. Change is going to happen. So being able to understand that, like, as you do new things, as you do hit new levels, there are going to be new things that are going to challenge you. So just embrace them. Don't resist them. Just embrace them. And then the last thing, you guys, as success came and I was like bearing the weight of all the things I just told you about, I feel like all the joy literally just left my body. It was like survival central, trying to just figure things out, trying to be better, trying to navigate discipline, trying to not be who I really was because I needed to be something else in order to keep everything together. Don't do that. Do not do that. For you specifically, you can go at whatever pace you want, but make sure that you are holding on to the things that make you you, and you're going to realize it in the right time. For me, I didn't even realize it until years later. I was like 18 months deep probably in this big life change, and then I was like, man, I haven't felt joyful in a while, right? So the realization's gonna hit when it hits, but just make sure you don't sit in it. It doesn't have to be your new home. You're on a constant journey, and you can always come right back to yourself with the right support, the right processing, etc. You're never stuck. So now we've gone through those 4 points, I really want to help you understand 4 really universal, lovely truths that got me through those times and have now really set me up to be the woman that I am today. So here are the 4 things I want you to know. When success comes, you will change. And I said this earlier, just embrace the fact that you will be changing and make sure that you like yourself. That is one thing that I was not focused on at first. I wanted to make sure everyone around me was happy, all of my employees were happy, all of my customers were happy, but I didn't necessarily love who I was at that time. So success is gonna come, you're gonna shift and change, but make sure as it comes and as you settle into it that you still like who you are, because you are all you have at the end of the day. I said this earlier, so we're just gonna really bring it home, guys. Number 2 is that not everyone is gonna like you. You're gonna be for some people and you will not be for others, and that is okay. There's freedom in the acceptance of that. By people pleasing and by rejecting that truth, you will have moments where you could feel fake or out of alignment, and so make sure that you are devoted to either the cause that you're building and you are really thoughtful about how you are loving and treating people in your growth, instead of just giving everything and sacrificing everything in who you are and then people pleasing so that they feel comfortable, but then within that you're actually just making yourself small. People pleasing is fake when it comes down to it, and I had to learn that the hard way. If I wanted to be everything for everyone, I was nothing for anyone, and I would eventually disappoint them, and then I would have totally rejected myself. So make sure that you feel secure in how you're showing up and know which camp you're in. Point 3 is so good, and I feel like I'm actually revisiting this in this season of life, but imposter syndrome festers. Like big time. You're gonna have to deal with it, so you might as well deal with it quick and fast, and you might as well check in with yourself as it is coming up. Imposter syndrome is natural because you are pioneering in a new industry. I'm willing to bet that what your job is right now probably didn't exist 10 years ago. I know half of the things that I do in my business, when I even tell my mother about them, she's like, I have no idea what you're saying, but I'm super proud of you, right? You are going to feel imposter syndrome because everyone is feeling that, because we are all pioneers in a very new digital world. So make sure that you are also kind to yourself. I think sometimes when I'm able to coach women and we can get down to the root cause of why they're feeling that imposter syndrome, it's because somebody didn't go before them and they don't have standards of excellence to measure themselves up to. You are the one who has to instill that excellence. You are the one who has to have the discipline to hit the specific benchmarks. It's on you, and that's extra work. And that could be a little hard in moments, but it's worth it as long as you are keeping yourself in that standard, right? So imposter syndrome is going to come, but it's your discipline, it's the perimeters that you operate within, it's the excellence that you're pursuing that is only going to set you up for success in the long run, and that will remedy your imposter syndrome. And number 4, you guys, I still have to remind myself of this. Business success will come and it will go. We are talking about how you are the compass and how there are so many elements around you that are buzzing and changing and shifting. And as long as you keep your direction straight and you know where you're going and you're able to really check that every once in a while, you're going to continue to grow. But the success and the fruit, it changes season to season. The market changes season to season. Your, talents and your gifts and your mastery changes season to season. So give yourself some grace realistically, because it will look different at different times. And sometimes your lowest times actually are really great times when you look back, right? Like perspective really shifts and change as you garner wisdom. Allow yourself to not measure your worth by your success, and understand that success comes and it goes, but those who always pursue excellence and those who continue and do not quit, they're able to accrue really amazing amounts of success over time. The only control you have is over yourself, right? We're gonna have highs and lows, but when it comes down to it, discipline is going to always serve you very well. If you are someone who has a faith, make sure you're incorporating God into your business plan and into your day-to-day, because there are going to be elements that make things confusing. There are going to be times where you feel like you've done something wrong, and you really need to be able to come back to the discipline and the direction that you've been pursuing to make it long-term. And I know that you can do that. If I can do that, you can do that. Your call is not to be perfect, your call is to be committed. So continue in the right direction. It will always serve you well, and I hope that these 4 principles and this nice background information from what I've experienced makes you feel less alone and more aligned in the direction that you're going. I'm so excited for you. If you have any questions, comments, you're excited, you want to share your business dreams, drop them below in the comments. I always read and reply to you guys whenever I can, and make sure that you hit the subscribe button so you can see all of our new videos. Thank you for being here, and I'll talk to you soon.